Sad news about Clay, though. All right, so what should we talk about today?
Cori Unhinged.
So if you want to understand why fascists get into politics, it's never more clear than when you hear it from the fascist. It's not just because they were too weak for sports or too ugly for showbiz, although that explains Adam Schiff. It's to gain power over you and become exempt from the rules they enforce on others. It's why, as a kid, everybody wanted to be Simon in a game of Simon Says. It's like becoming a narc who sells cocaine or a New York governor with faster hands than a blackjack dealer. But then there's Cori Bush. This fiery ball of hypocrisy makes Maxine Waters sound like Mahatma Gandhi. Here she is telling voters that they're going to get fewer cops on the beat, but she's going to get more security than a Brinks truck.
I won't let them get that off. You can't get that off. I'm going to make sure I have security because I know I have had attempts on my life and I have too much work to do. There are too many people that need help right now for me to allow that. So if I end up spending $200,000, if I spend $10 more on it, you know what? I get to be here to do the work. So suck it up, and defunding the police has to happen. We need to defund the police and put that money into social safety nets.
Wow, I thought we weren't defunding the police. That's what the Dems were saying. If this woman were any more unhinged, she'd be the screen door on a trailer in a tornado. She basically just said, I'm powerful. I get the protection, you don't. And unlike you, she has private security because her body is worth being on this planet right now.
I have private security because my body is worth being on this planet right now. I have private security because the white supremacist, racist narrative that they drive into this country, the fact that they don't care that this black woman that has put her life on the line.
True. Her life is worth it. But the same could be said for all those owners of bodegas and clothing stores that were burned, looted, or otherwise destroyed in the riots. Or how about all the black and brown casualties arising from this relentless crime wave, egged on by her defunding idiocy? But who knows? Maybe she'll start making some sense.
What other occupation can do work that's out of their scope and still be propped up to do work that's out of their scope? As a nurse, I can't be the surgeon too. You don't want me being your surgeon and I'm the nurse. At what point do we pay police to be social workers? No, we don't. How do they get to be social workers?
The sound of a bird flying into a wheat thresher makes more sense. Bottom line, she's saying she deserves protection and you don't. At least when the mafia shakes you down, you get some security in return. They don't leave you at the mercy of other gangs and then brag about it. I am not sure you can find a truer version of fascism taking shape if you watched home movies of Mussolini. For in order for the radical to assume power, they must follow these three key steps. Undermine the stability of institutions that keep us secure, claim they are for equality for the people, then gain power and assume authority minus the previous safeguards for citizens. Suddenly their promise of equality evaporates and the police that they so vilified now works for them only. Meet the new boss, worse than the old boss, because this boss has no interest in actual equality, only punishment. Of course, this is the same lady who vowed revenge against the McCloskey couple after the Missouri governor pardoned them after they pled guilty to misdemeanors after pointing guns at trespassing BLM protesters.
Mark McCloskey is an absolute liar. He has spat on my name, and because of that, his day will come.
He spat on my name. His day will come. That's personal sentiment coming from a politician about a private citizen. Seems a little crazed. The threat is clear. Insult one of your rulers and there will be hell to pay. It's like Game of Thrones without the brother-sister marriage. Unless you're Ilhan Omar. Now you see why private citizens are buying guns. It's like snow shovels the day before a nor'easter. You have unhinged politicians who don't need to buy guns, surrounded by folks who have them, threatening citizens who realize the Second Amendment might be the only protection they have. They've already shut down the First Amendment and they're working their way through the list. They're like Brian Stelter eating his way through the menu at McDonald's. Now Bush claims she gets death threats, and I don't doubt it. If you're in the public eye, that's a certainty. I get them regularly, almost always from the same email address. But at least, you know, at least Kat has the decency to threaten me in person. But do I have a full security detail? No. Well, yes, if you count my yellow belt and slap fighting from Tiger Schulman's. So it's getting weird. The radicals are no longer in the streets, spitting at cops, destroying property. They're now in office. They're making changes and they're taking names. They're protected and you aren't. It's not the end of the world, but what's that look like anyway? Does it all come at once or in dribs and drabs? Radicals are really good at this stuff. They know America is a distracted and ambivalent Gulliver in the land of Lilliput, addicted to their screens. While we scrolled, they strolled right in and they tied us down. While we got fat and relaxed, glued to Twitter and TikTok, the Rads overtook teachers' lounges, HR departments, government. And the only thing standing between us and these petty tyrants is a doddering president whose only passion is ice cream. It's time to put the phone down and start stepping up. It's time to get as pissed off as they are. Playing Candy Crush or Words with Friends ain't gonna cut it anymore. Let's welcome tonight's guest. If you want to get to Jasper, you got to go through her first. America's newsroom co-anchor and the 5 co-host Dana Perino. She's called out more bull crap than a janitor at a rodeo. Fox News Channel anchor Julie Banderas. Even porn stars thinks his name sounds made up. It's Buck Sexton. And she's like a spider, wiry and fast, but also eat bugs and lives under your bed. Fox News contributor Kat Tim. So, Dana, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
It's great to see you. It feels like I just saw you already. All right. So, clearly, she says a lot of stuff, this lady, so she's going to get death threats, but we all get death threats. We all want to have security. Why is her security more important than the people she represents?
I mean, it might be hard to believe, but even I get death threats.
I know.
I mean, how would they dare?
I don't know. Well, Stuart Varney is still pissed off at you.
I know. So do you remember when the Democrats went after Republicans for saying that you're all like Todd Aiken? Remember that guy, Todd Aiken? Remember that? This is way back when. You remember, Buck? Okay, all this, and
I'm aching for an explanation.
Bad guy, like
yes.
Not a good candidate, and not representative of everybody in the Republican Party.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Democrats, anybody who said that the Republicans are all like Todd Aiken, are going to have a very hard time saying that she doesn't represent them.
Right.
Because but Kevin McCarthy, the majority leader for the Republicans, he just got to sit back today and watch a campaign ad being made.
Right.
And just yesterday, you had the head of the Democrats saying, guys, we have a big problem. If the election were held today, we would lose. And here's one of the reasons why. Defund the police doesn't work. Well, actually, she's like, hold my beer. I will make it all better for you. And now they are looking at some really bad, it's not just bad politics. Obviously, it's terrible outcomes as well, but their politics are absolutely terrible.
Yeah, and we were told by everybody that defunding the police wasn't really defunding.
No, it's a Republican. Remember
they said it was,
President Biden and the White House press secretary tried to say that it was actually Republicans who were for defunding the police. And finally, the Washington Post gave them 3 Pinocchios. It should have been 20.
Mm-hmm. So, Julie, welcome to the show.
Lovely to be here.
I don't believe you, but I want to put this story in an analogy that you'll understand.
Oh, God.
This is like saying crystal meth should be illegal, except for me because I'm a leader and this helps me deal with my stress.
Wow. All right. So crystal meth is not legal, just so you know. When you come home tonight, it's not. But I thought it was interesting. She opened my whole eyes up to this. I don't know about everybody at home, but first of all, I had no idea you could get security for $10, which that means that Kat might be able to afford it.
Yeah.
And here in New York City, we don't need guns. We had bricks at the BLM protests.
Yeah, that's true.
And those are pretty cheap, too. So I think in the end, I think we can look back and say, if you have a gun, great, because she has security detail, which I believe are armed.
Yes.
But I mean, if you think about the people that were at these BLM protests that actually trespassed on the property of the McCloskeys, and they did not get charged. So where is Cori Bush's uproar on that?
Right.
Oh, I can't believe they didn't get charged for trespassing, but they can't stand there with a gun. And if they hadn't stood there with the gun, they're probably going to be robbed or looted. Like
Cori was there, right? Cori was actually...
She was at that protest, yes.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that she was throwing bricks, but let's just say that these BLM protesters are not all peaceful.
Exactly.
As we know, you were pretty much run out of town in New York City doing those, right?
I was hiding in the bushes.
Yes.
Not the best phrase at this point. But I was, no, my wife was hiding in the scaffolding, and I was hiding somewhere in Westchester.
Doing something legal somewhere.
Obviously, very, very legal.
Yeah.
At least in some parts of the world. Buck, welcome to the show. Good to see you not walking your dog in your pajamas.
It's changing it up.
Yes. So what do you make of this? Is this just, I hate saying that politicians are hypocrites, because that's like saying water is wet. We get it. We understand it. But this is a kind of breaking new ground.
It's amazing because defund the police is if you were trying to hold a contest for the dumbest political slogan you could possibly come up with. I think this would be pretty high up there. It's so nonsensical. It's like getting people to march in the streets saying, let's all smash ourselves in the face with frying pans. It doesn't make any sense. And we've seen the results of it now, right? Now we've seen what's happened in cities across the country. It's not surprising at all. But I've said Cori Bush, first of all, amazing. Those clips. I feel like I'm interrupting what we could have, which is just more Cori Bush clips, because it's fantastic to hear what she has to say on it. But, you know, there's Maya Wiley here in New York. You said they say they don't want to defund police. They actually, there are some on the left who say, no, we mean actually cut police budgets. They did it in Minneapolis. They did it in Austin. They've done it in a number of cities. Maya Wiley, though, happens to live in a roughly $3 million mansion in Brooklyn that, wait for it, pays for private security in her neighborhood.
Not
a big surprise.
social workers?
Not social workers.
She ain't calling the social workers. I'm going to be a hypocrite, Kat. I think she would be a barrel of laughs to hang out with for some reason.
I agree.
I don't know.
I agree.
Would be.
I would hang out with her, and I feel like I would leave loving myself so deeply.
Yes.
But I am confused just because she is a self-described, loud and proud Democratic socialist.
Right.
Right. But, removing government funding for police and having citizens fund their own private security is an anarcho-capitalist position.
Right.
That is literally the anarcho-capitalist model for law enforcement. So I'm confused by that.
Yes.
I'm confused. As a Democratic socialist, how are you having apparently an anarcho-capitalist lifestyle?
I'm also confused. Is she a nurse or a doctor?
Or a surgeon?
Yes.
It took me a while to figure out the analogy, and what she was saying is you can't have police officers doing two different roles.
Right.
Was that what she meant?
That's what she meant.
But they actually are doing lots of roles all the time,
yes.
which they bring up because they say, well, we need auxiliaries to do more of the roles that they can't do because they're already doing the roles, and then your head explodes when you
They
realize
want to
they have
send
no idea
social
what you're
workers to
talking about.
domestic violence calls.
She also did not get a social worker detail.
I would also say that mental health workers tend not to want to show up to really frightening situations without a law enforcement officer there because that can get scary.
Exactly. And on that note, this show is far from scary.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.